Swizz is entitled to feel how he feels. Let him feel how he feels. If he feel like he's pussy, who am I to defend that? Who am I to defend that?
That's a fact.
It's a fact.
He was drinking, he talking to his mans, and he let it fly. Like, yo, that nigga pussy.
But focus on the understanding,
At the end of the day, niggas is pussy for real. What's up? Pop off. Let's go.
Welcome to Late Breakfast. I am Torian B.
And I'm First Class Reg.
Everybody, welcome to the show. We have Friday or Saturday night, if I'm not mistaken. Busta Rhymes was on Zone Radio speaking to Swizz Beatz. And earlier in the week, a song with Busta Rhymes and Drake had leaked online. And it was actually a good song. And it was produced by J Dilla and RP J Dilla. And a lot of people were like, yo, why was this song not released? Why was this song not put out? And people couldn't understand why. And Busta explained, like, yo, the powers that be just didn't allow that to happen. And Swizz Beatz kind of drinking, and he let it be known that he really don't jack with Drake that much, and that Drake is about funny business. And within that, he went from saying, yo, he's a good kid, which is very kind of condescending and rude, to calling him a pussy. And there was no way there wasn't enough money in the world to get that wiped off the internet. And it wasn't the first time that he's actually spoke not well of Drake. And that was, he was on Drink Champs and kind of alluded to the same thing when he was on Nori's show. So, you know, it hits the internet, and then Drake's people are speaking about it, because then Swizz went online to apologize, but they were just saying, like, nah, bruh, we don't accept your apology. We good.
That
like,
same energy.
Keep that same energy next time you see us. You don't like us, you know? And then, you know, Chubbs threw up the owl, and then, you know, they started throwing up and shit. Like,
I have a question. Does the OVO plane detect surface?
Yup.
Air?
Yup. It's fueled by Delta Airlines. Yup. That's a fact. That's a fact. It bothers me when the guards start acting like the broads, bro. It really does, bro. It really does, bro. It bothers me when the guards start acting like the broads, bro. It really does, because that was some woman shit. That was some really, really sensitive thing that Swizz did.
You're not sensitive also. You're perpetuating misogyny after the topic we just had.
Why was that?
Ah, damn.
You did.
Why do you think that was sensitive, LA?
The drinking part, and then spewing out all that hate for him, that had nothing to do with the situation. If you mad,
he was lit.
Oh, what that mean?
So
if I get drunk and I just start spilling out some that like, yeah, like, nah, bro, that was corny as
show, he wasn't the only man to ever do that.
Huh?
That's literally the premise of Drink Champs. A lot of men do that.
No. That wasn't on Drink Champs, love. That was.
Oh, we talking about yesterday, Saturday.
Yeah, that
was.
But
I think it's a deeper, darker criminal link.
Yeah, there's an undertone hate for Drake, bro. Like we all know this. This is
not a good person.
This is not like
that's true too.
Commonly known, like.
Listen, man, I'm a fan of Drake. I'm a fan of his music. I love Drake's music, right? But Swizz is entitled to feel how he feels. Let him feel how he feels. If he feel like he's pussy, who am I to defend that? Who am I to defend?
That's a fact.
It's a fact.
He was drinking, he talking to his mans, and he let it fly. Like, yo, that nigga pussy.
But then you go back, okay, but then you go back less than 24 hours to apologize. Stand on your square.
Yeah.
Well, no, so
stand on your square.
It's not the first time he said it, bro.
Apologizing for people like you.
Nah, that's corny. You don't need no apology. I don't need an apology. I don't need an apology.
Like you that are huge fans of Drake. I mean, I'm a big fan, but
what's your point?
You're a huge fan of Drake. So people like you need that.
What do I need an apology from Swizz for? Just stand on your square.
For real. Swizz hasn't been relevant how long? Like, he did verses. Verses
outside of being a fan from a Drake, right? I'm talking about moral principles. If you're gonna throw a rock, don't hide your hand.
Okay.
Like, you stand on your square. If you feel that way, feel that way. Don't apologize for it. Don't politic for it. Don't do that.
You're right. You're right about that. But that's just the social media quarrel. That's just what happens when shit gets blown out of proportion. Niggas double back and apologize. That's what happens. He's probably protecting a lot of money. We don't know.
But then
it's
it also
little...
messes with the integrity, because if you are only apologizing for the sake of money, then who's really the man in this situation?
Especially when you're giving that man a number one. Like when you low-key helped him on his first album, because Fancy is a hit record. So like where is the smoke coming from?
Well, he didn't help him with Fancy. Fancy's a throwaway beat. That's was all those beats sound like throwaway beats from all of those artists.
It does not matter. It's my beat, and you popped off on it. What does it matter how long
I'm not about to get on here and shit on Swizz for calling somebody pussy when I don't know why he's calling him pussy.
Oh, I'm not going to shit on him for calling him pussy.
We know, because he did the unthinkable. He did the unthinkable, and that's why he did that. That's why he did that.
That boosted Alicia's record, though. So, we're not going to take that away.
The quote unquote T is that like Drake did like bad business dealings. There was a situation where Drake was supposed to show up for Swizz, and Drake pretty much like stonewalled him, like shitting on him. So Swizz felt the way because he's like, yo, I gave you Fancy, and I think he gave Drake like, I want to say like 2 or more songs, and I guess like, you know, Swizz didn't charge Drake what he usually charges. So in Swizz's mind, he's like, yo, huh?
Probably off the strength of Wayne.
I'm pretty sure, and I guess like for Swizz, he's like, yo, that's bad business. Like how
Drake?
But then
Drake had a history of doing that, though. If we're gonna be honest, we heard the same thing when he did the skipped out on the Tony Montana video to go to the Disaster versus DNA battle instead. Like it was one of the biggest songs that year, and you're gonna skip it for a battle.
But wasn't he paid to be at that battle though? It was a booking.
No, he paid for the battle. He personally, out of his pocket, paid the $100,000 for them to battle, and then that's when he became a private investor in KOTD.
So then, wouldn't your obligation be at your private at your?
Not if you were already scheduled to be at
the Tony Montana video shoot. Was that confirmed?
Yeah, because the disaster DNA battle was a last second thing. That was not expected to happen. They kept putting that off, and they were ducking each other. Nobody knew what was going to go on. So they did that in Canada just to keep it on neutral ground. And Drake hosted it as being a fan of battle rap.
But Drake has paid it back to Future 100 times forward.
Oh yeah,
so it's kind of like.
I'm just saying.
This OVO does it come with like a double disc CD?
It comes the same thing that the Dreamville cape comes with. It comes the same thing that the Dreamville cape comes with. That's what it comes with.
It comes with more sneakers than Wale gave you.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, Rob, your caption game is disgusting.
Yeah.
Ooh. I reported as spam every time I see it.
Why are we doing this? This has nothing to do with anything.
With all of this going on, right? We all know that it's a little bit more to it, but the pattern that I'm noticing is that a lot of the old guard does not fuck with Drake, and
Cole too.
I don't really see old rappers speaking out against Cole.
Didn't Cole and Puff have
Cole and Puff's thing was different. Cole tried to be Superman and jump in front for Kendrick.
Drake.
For Kendrick
See, look at you.
His control verse, and J. Cole tried to jump in between it. And at that time, that one Puff was like still like Rowdy Puff, and like, you know, him and J. Cole had the whole skirmish, and you know, Jay-Z had to put the phone call in to tell Cole like, you gotta do this photo out with Puff to say everything's good, and that's what happened. But
I just think it's a bunch of old niggas being exactly what they are. Old.
I don't think so. I mean, because Swizz Beatz, like it don't like what Drake do don't make like Swizz Beatz is very like well off. Like his wife is Alicia Keys. He owns his masters. Like he's actually in a better position than Drake. Like he can put out a hit single tomorrow if he wanted, so he can shit a hit single. I just think that a lot of people feel like Drake, you know, he's on the come up and he's not respecting those that came before him. And I think like that's like what the rumblings are that we're hearing in the industry. I think that like Drake might be getting a little too big for his britches. And
he's not a rookie anymore.
Yeah,
he's the king of the game. He's consistently been on top of the game for 10 years. And look at it this way. Let's be honest. All of the 90s dudes, when he first came up, wanted to play him. That Best I Ever Had shit, they wanted to play him as being the lovey-dovey type. They didn't consider him a threat. And then everyone that tried to come at him, he shitted on. It's a pattern. It's like, oh, just because you're that 90s OG doesn't mean I'm going to let you hurt me. When he responded, it's how he acted with Jay. It's how he's acted with Kanye. It's how he's acted with Diddy. It's how he's acted with all of them is get out the way.
Yeah.
In order to be the king, you have to kill the kings. He's going for all their throat. He knows who he wants to be. He's cementing his legend in the game, and he's doing what he has to do it. Fuck you, old dudes. I'm getting my money with or without you, and if you want to hate on me now, I'm going to fuck all your shit up.
Motherfuckers never loved us.
Me and Reg had a conversation the other day about is Drake really a villain? Because he had wrote an article.
Yes.
But I don't consider someone a villain if they play in defense the whole time.
No, he can be a not an anti, like the opposite of an anti-hero. What is it?
No, it is an anti-hero. There's a hero and an anti-hero.
Yeah.
Opposite of an anti-hero is just a hero.
Like the good.
I just figured like when he first came in the game,
That's the anti-villain.
he was playing defense the whole time. You know, he was one of those. I'm just happy to be here, happy-go-lucky. You know, somebody Drake. I mean, Jazz Prince. His son held me down, hooked me up with Wayne. I'm part of this crew, and I took off. You know, he's not the typical hip hop king that we've had over the years, especially in the 90s. He doesn't fall from that olive branch. So it's different to see somebody totally that's not from this cloth run the game. So every time he was faced with some sort of adversity, he overcame it, except Pusha. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, what exactly is the villain mentality when everybody he's ever paid homage to dissed him?
They caught him slipping once. Okay, so what?
Well,
the only person that he's paid homage to, that he's never butted heads with, no pun intended, was French.
Because
you know what I'm
French,
saying?
I wouldn't, because I think French is more so his peer than the OG.
French is his generation. But French, I think him and French have a different connection from back when French was doing the DVDs and stuff, and Drake was more in the background while things were going on.
But like I was saying before, but it's like when you come into the space and you paying homage to everybody, you're giving everybody their praises, and then these are the same people who turn around and say some shit about you. Then it's like, I bet. Then you know what I'm saying? What he said, you got to AI him for your survival. You got to really do that, because we all know how Allen Iverson loved Jordan, but look what he did to him. So it's like, I can't keep praising y'all if I gotta kill y'all.
Yeah, but AI left it on the court. Drake's like to talk about it, bring it up, say it every so often.
That's not true.
That's not true, bro. Because look at this Swizz situation that we talking about.
Drake doesn't do any interviews about it. Drake actually keeps it out. And you know I'm the last person to defend Drake, but I'll say this: Drake actually keeps it where it's supposed to be, on wax. Everyone else does interviews and speaks on Drake and says what they have to say about Drake. Drake actually keeps it private and doesn't say things. I'm pretty sure.
That's because he's playing it safe. He ain't trying to fuck up his bag.
But he'll talk about it later. I'm sure he'll talk about it later, like months later or whatever. When it's
no one can fuck up Drake's bag. This is what the thing is. Drake knows that on certain.
Pusha was the closest one to fuck up his bag.
Let me talk. No. When we talk, like, let's all be let everybody talk.
But let Tony go ahead. Let Tony go.
What I'm saying is just that Drake just knows, like, all right, like, he's gonna move in certain kind of ways, and he's not gonna just go on an interview and just talk about certain things, because he's just like, I don't need to. I'm the top dog right now, so I don't even need to talk about this shit. He don't even look comfortable when he has interviews and he's revealing things, because he feels like it's stupid. But what happens is that other rappers want to show a chink in his armor, so this is why they have those interviews and they reveal things about Drake being a shitty person. This is why, like, artists feel like, oh, well, he does bad business, so he did him dirty. But I'm pretty sure if they had the opportunities, they would have did him dirty too. It's just that he had the power behind him. He had
the leverage
of Jay Prince, and he had Cash Money behind him. So it's like, all right, you got the machine of Universal behind you with Sylvia Rome and, you know, Cash Money Records, and then you have Jay Prince behind you. So who's really going to do something to you? He's I think that's the issue more so with everyone in the industry. Is that Drake, you can try, and I think the only one who's really tried is Pusha T, but you really, like, no, everybody knows their hands are kind of tied. There's only so much they can do, because, say it or not, he's trying to keep the lights on at Universal Records as well.
Then I got another point, right? This record is what, 8 years old, right?
Yes.
He's 10 years in the game. So 2 years in, he did a bad business. When in life are people, and this is just not for Drake, but when in life are people allowed to make mistakes and then learn from it?
Well, we don't
You know
know
what I'm saying?
when.
Where's that?
We don't know when the situation between
where that stems from, bro.
we don't know where that stems
But
from.
we talking about the song, because according to the song, this is a song that's 8 years
that
ago,
Drake's
right?
not letting release.
Well, you talking about the Dilla produced track?
Yeah.
Well, it resurfaced, so it's like now it's a topic. So since they talking about it,
but that's what I'm saying, to give full context to it, right? So say something Torian did 8 years ago, get brought up. Do we still deem him a bad businessman from 8 years ago?
But I guess I don't think that's where the bad business is being stemmed from. Swizz is talking about like he has a separate situation with Drake, and Busta was just responding because everyone wanted to know why he couldn't come out, and Busta was just saying, "Yo, it got blocked. The powers that be blocked it." And Swizz was like, "Yeah, he a fuckboy. He known for doing bullshit like that. Fuck that pussy." That's basically what happened. He basically said we gonna shake down the OVO plane.
And he was drinking, bro. He just,
man, drinking is not an excuse, bro.
I'm just saying, when you drink, for some people,
oh, Julius, that.
Nah.
Drink,
You're still a man.
Like,
Be held accountable for your words. No matter how drunk you are.
We're not even making this about like a Drake thing or Swizz thing. When
But
people talk crazy, drunk, that's not an excuse. Because matter of fact, isn't the saying that a drunk mind speaks sober tongue is a sober tongue or something like that? So that's his personal feelings. So don't sober up and then backtrack it.
But he didn't apologize for. He apologized for how he came off. He didn't apologize for what he said.
You sound old. You sound like an old head got caught being a drunk old head.
Exactly. That's all. He apologized for how he came out.
I ain't gonna lie. I wish Swizz never apologized.
He said, I never should have used my platform to spew out that kind of energy. And he's right. I would never want one of my friends to get drunk and hop on IG Live and start talking shit. You want to talk?
That's a lie.
You want to talk shit? Call me. Hit me up. Let's talk. Don't hop on.
They're not friends.
I'm talking
Reg,
about
the first one to egg somebody on, like, yo, talk your shit.
I'm talking about my friends.
That's me.
If you want to talk,
be messy. Be messy.
But for him, yeah, be messy. Like,
actually, I think I'm the biggest
be messy. Be messy.
But I feel Swizz, because now that I'm recounting the way that he said it, like, he hopped on the next day and was like, yo, I never should have used my platform to do this and that and the third. And he shouldn't have. He got drunk and he got carried away.
Reg, you about to get on live and
like, if you on
out
live,
Drake,
got your phone in front of you, dangerous shit happens. You see what happened to Daniel Caesar. Dangerous shit happens. You got your phone in front of you and you drinking and you lit. You say some dumb shit. So
I think that's also the culture right now too, is like these empty apologies to save face. I don't really think they mean the sorries.
Absolutely. I totally agree. Across the board.
He shouldn't have said it, man. He shouldn't have listened to his wife.
Yeah, she might need another record. That's why.
Relax.
I mean, when you steal people's husbands, you never get your voice back. So it doesn't
relax.
matter how many.
Relax.
All right.
Relax.
All right.
listen, I just can't wait until Drake.
Relax.
I just can't wait until Drake gets on his Quincy Jones.
All right, guys. And on that note, I want to thank everyone for coming. I'm Torian B.
I'm First Class Reg.
And thank you for watching. We'll catch you guys next time.